school, the place that's supposed to educate us. But does it really? Hey there, and welcome to MindShift headquarters, where we believe in real education, the kind that truly empowers students. Glad you could come. So, let me ask you something. What has school actually taught you that's valuable in real life? Now, many of you might come up with some interesting answers, like how you learned to read and write and also do maths in school. Some of you aiming to become doctors might feel the biology subject to have had huge impact in your lives and be of utmost importance. And fair enough, some of the basics we learn at school are actually necessities to strive in this ever rapidly growing world. Skills like reading and writing and basic calculations, everyone needs that, and that too in everyday life. But for those who don't want to be doctors, engineers, or teachers, school often feels like pointless pain. They feel they are dumb because they can't understand the value of schooling and the so-called education they get there, and school makes them believe they are slow just because they can't keep up with the pace at which things are being taught in school, and the method in which school teaches feels unnatural to them. It's no exaggeration to say school has toyed with millions of lives, leaving many feeling lost and hopeless. Honestly, I have learned more from YouTube than I have ever learned from school. See, the word education comes from the Latin word educare, which means to bring out, to unlock the inner genius in every child. But instead of nurturing natural talents, schools are obsessed with cramming our heads with random facts, most of which have no practical usage. We memorize them for exams, spit them out on a test, and forget them the next day. Is this how education should be? See, no child is dumb. Every child has a different gift, something they are blessed with. But instead of nurturing this gift of a child and bringing out his inner genius, he will be forced to learn things like how mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, or how to prove two triangles to be congruent. Imagine a child passionate about technology, one who could create the next big innovation with the right guidance. But instead of nurturing that, school forces him to sit through lessons on self-management, which are just basic manners he learned as a toddler. Where's the real education in that? I don't see any kind of education in that. See you, the kid watching this video. You are not useless. You have a gift of your own. You just quite haven't found it yet. But don't expect school to open doors for you, because it is much more likely to shut them on your face. But don't worry. Your life is too large to be decided by an institution called school that has outlived its usage. See, do you admire Elon Musk? The man widely known as the real-world Iron Man once said, "Don't confuse schooling with education. I didn't go to Harvard, but the people who work for me did." Do you admire Albert Einstein, the very scientist you have heard great stories about in school? Guess what? Even one of the greatest minds in history knew this was a problem and commented that education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. He said, and I quote, "Every child is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid." Now I know that times have been tough. You have been played a bad hand by life, and life hasn't been as generous to you as it seems to other. I know life can feel unfair. You might feel broken, tired, or ready to give up. But giving up is not an option. On the bright side, you have a healthy body and a powerful mind. Show gratitude, and not just in words, but in action. Do not worry, I know school isn't on your side. But today, you found exactly what you needed. Hold my hand, my dear son or daughter, and I will fulfill my duty to empower you with the help of true education. Come on, let's start a movement together and gather from around the world. The students described as failures by school, students like you and me, and empower them with the help of true education. Let's help each one of the millions of life that the school toyed with to achieve their purpose in life. Remember, you are important, my dear, and your potential is limitless. Thank you for sticking with me until the end. If this message resonated with you, don't just scroll away. If you've ever felt lost in school, this is your chance to fight back. Like this video, because more students need to hear this truth. And if you want to be part of something bigger, join us. Subscribe now, because this is where real education begins. Peace out.